Welcome to EPG Pathshala program. Myself Meenal Katarnikar, Associate Professor in the Department of Philosophy, University of Mumbai. In this session, we are going to discuss the classification of Hetus introduced by Vaisheshikas and the Jainas. So let us go to the classification of Vaisheshikas first. It may be the question in your mind, why only Vaisheshikas and the Jainas, as the Anumana Pramana has been accepted by all the 8 systems in Indian tradition. The reason is very simple, that the exhaustive classification of the central concept of Anumana is found in the Vaisheshikas and the Jainas. So let us discuss the Vaisheshika classification first. This classification appears in the Vaisheshika Sutras of Kanada, but it appears at 2 places. In the Vaisheshika Sutras, the first section of the 3rd chapter, Kanada discusses the fourfold classification, namely Sanyogi, Samavayi, Ekartha Samavayi and Virodhi Hetus. And in the second section of the 9th chapter, he gives a 5-fold classification, namely Karya, Karana, Sanyogi, Virodhi and Samavayi. If we observe properly, the 3 types, namely Sanyogi, Samavayi and Virodhi, are common to both the classifications. 2 classifications taken together, we get total number of 6 types of Hetus in the classification of Kanada. So let us discuss them one by one. The 6 types of Hetus taken together can be explained with illustration as follows. First, Karya Hetu. In this type, effect can be the Hetu of its cause. For example, fire is inferred on the basis of its effect, that is smoke. Second type of Hetu is Karana Hetu. Sometimes cause can be the Hetu of its effect. For example, when a deaf man sees beating of the drum, he infers that a sound must be being produced by it. Third type of Hetu is Sanyogi Hetu. Sometimes 2 things may be conjoined with each other without there being any causal relationship between the 2. For example, tactual sense organ is conjoined with the living body so that the former can be inferred from the latter. Fourth is Virodhi Hetu. Sometimes the existence of a thing can be inferred on the basis of the presence of its opposite thing. For example, it is well known that a snake and a mongoose are enemies of each other. So, when one sees a snake with a particular roaring gesture, one infers that there must be a mongoose hiding in a nearby place. Fifth type of Hetu is Samavayi Hetu. As the Samavaya relation exists between the 2 inseparable things, one can infer the existence of the locus on the basis of what resides by Samavaya relation in it. For example, heat being the quality of the fire, it resides in it by the Samavaya relation. So when one experiences the heat of the water, one can infer the existence of fire element associated with the water. Last of these is the Ekartha Samavayi Hetu. Sometimes when the 2 qualities inhere in the common substance, we can infer one quality on the basis of other quality. For example, one can infer the sweet taste of the mango on the basis of its red color. Prashasthapada, the Vaisheshika logician after Kanada, comments that the classification of Hetus given by Kanada is not to give the exhaustive list of the Hetus, but it is just to mention the varieties of Hetus to give only the idea. He himself gives the classification of Hetus as Desha Vinabhuta and Kala Vinabhuta. This classification of Hetus is mainly based on the principle of invariable concomitance, that is Vyapti relation, which is of 2 types according to the Vaisheshikas, Daishika, that is spatial or space related, and Kalika, that is temporal or time related. Prashasthapada also mentions another classification, seen or drushta, and seen in general or samanyato drashta. So the broad classification given by the Vaisheshikas operates as the background for the Jaina classification of Hetus. But along with Vaisheshika classification, Jainas also borrow the classification given by the Buddhist logician Dharmakirti. Dharmakirti classifies Hetus as Karya Hetu, Swabhava Hetu, and Anupalabdhi Hetu. The broadest scheme of the Jaina logicians incorporates all the types mentioned by the Vaisheshikas as well as the types of Hetus given by Dharmakirti. So let us go to the classification of Hetus given by Jaina logicians. The Jaina thinkers like Manikyanandi, Prabhachandra Suri, and Vadideva Sudri give us almost 25 types of Hetus in the different texts. In this classification, we are mainly concentrating on the classification given by Jaina logician Manikyanandi. In this classification, we have maximum 25 types, and in Prabhachandra and Vadideva Suri, we get the types of Hetus by some variations incorporated in some other types of Hetus. So let us go to the discussion of Hetus as elaborated by Manikyanandi. In his text Pariksha Mukha Sutram, he talks about two types of Hetus, apprehension and non-apprehension. This is the broadest classification where apprehension can prove either the existence or non-existence of an object. Second type, non-apprehension, also proves existence or non-existence of an object. Both these types are subclassified into further groups of the Hetus. So let us talk about the classification of apprehension as the type of Hetu. Apprehension as the probans is of two kinds. Apprehension of a compatible object when probandum is of the nature of existence, and second type is apprehension of an incompatible object when probandum is of the nature of non-existence. Non-apprehension as probans is also of two kinds. Non-apprehension of a compatible object when probandum is of the nature of non-existence, and secondly, non-apprehension of an incompatible object when probandum is of the nature of existence. So in all, we have fourfold classification: apprehension which proves existence, apprehension which proves non-existence, non-apprehension which proves existence, non-apprehension which proves non-existence. So let us go to the first type of Hetu, where apprehension which proves existence. Manikyanandi mentions 6 subtypes of apprehension as the probans which proves existence. Let us discuss them one by one. First subtype is the probans pervaded by the probandum. This is known as Vyapya Hetu. The example of this is sound is subject to transformation because it is a product. Second subtype is the effect of the probandum. This is known as Karya Hetu. The example is there is consciousness in this body because there is speech, etc. Third subtype is the cause of the probandum. Here it is known as Karana Hetu, and the example of this Hetu is there is a shade here because there is umbrella. Fourth type is probans occurring prior to the probandum. It is known as Purvachara Hetu, and the example is constellation Shakata will arise because the constellation Krutika is rising. Fifth subtype is the probans occurring after the probandum. This is known as Uttarachara Hetu. The example is constellation Bharani must have arisen because constellation Krutika is rising. The last subtype of this type is probans co-occurring with the probandum. This is known as Sahachara Hetu, and the example is this citron fruit has color because it has taste. Let us go to the next subtype, which is the apprehension that proves non-existence. Manekyanandi has mentioned 6 subtypes of this type of Hetu also. Let us go to these 6 subtypes one by one. The first subtype is pervaded by an incompatible object, Viruddha Vyapya. The example is there is no cold touch here because there is heat. The second subtype is the probans as the effect of an incompatible object, Viruddha Karya. The example is there is no cold touch here because there is smoke. Third subtype is the probans as the cause of an incompatible object, Viruddha Karana. The example is there is no happiness in this self because there is agony. The fourth subtype is probans occurring prior to an incompatible object, Viruddha Purvachara. The example is constellation Shakata will not arise in a short while because constellation Revati is rising. Fifth subtype is probans occurring posterior to an incompatible object, Viruddha Uttarachara. The example is constellation Bharani did not arise a short while ago because constellation Pushya is rising. The last subtype is the probans co-occurring with an incompatible object, that is Viruddha Sahachara, and the example is there is no absence of the rear part of this wall because it has the front part. The 6 subtypes of the Hetu which we just now discussed are of the nature of apprehension, which leads to the knowledge of non-existence of the probandum. So far we were talking about apprehension as the probans, which was to prove either existence or non-existence of the object. Now let us go to the second subtype of Hetu, where non-apprehension is the probans, that is to prove either existence or non-existence of the object. So first subtype where we are going to discuss non-apprehension as probans, which proves non-existence. Manekyanandi mentions 7 subtypes of this Hetu. The first subtype is self-nature or Swabhava Anupalabdhi. The example is there is no pot on the floor because though worthy of apprehension, it is not apprehended. The second subtype is non-apprehension of the pervader, Vyapaka Anupalabdhi. The example is there is no banyan tree here because there is no tree apprehended. Third subtype is the non-apprehension of the effect, Karyanupalabdhi. The example is here there is no fire with unobstructed power to produce the smoke because no smoke is apprehended. The fourth subtype is non-apprehension of the cause, Karana Anupalabdhi. The example is here there is no smoke because there is no fire. The fifth subtype is non-apprehension of the prior occurrent, Purvachara Anupalabdhi. The example is constellation Rohini will not arise in near future because the rise of constellation Krutika is not apprehended. Sixth subtype of this is non-apprehension of the posterior occurrent, Uttarachara Anupalabdhi. The example is constellation Bharani did not arise a moment ago because the rise of constellation Krutika is not apprehended. And the last subtype of this type is non-apprehension of co-occurrent, sahachara anupalabdhi. The example is, there is no upward rise in the balance having equipoise because no downward fall is apprehended. The 7 subtypes that we just now discussed are those type of probance which are known as the non-apprehension and that help to prove the non-existence of the object, and therefore that is known to be non-apprehension as the probance to prove the non-existence of the object. Now let us go to the last subtype of the non-apprehension as the probance which proves the existence. Here Manikyanandi mentions 3 subtypes. The first subtype is non-apprehension of an incompatible effect, viruddha karya anupalabdhi. The example is, there must be a certain disease in this creature because healthy behavior is not apprehended. The second subtype of non-apprehension is the non-apprehension of the incompatible cause, viruddha karana anupalabdhi. The example is, there is suffering in this self because the conjunction with the desired is absent. And the last subtype is non-apprehension of an incompatible self nature, viruddha swabhava anupalabdhi. The example is, reality is multipolar as unipolarity is not apprehended. These 3 subtypes are those types of probance which are of the nature of non-apprehension but prove the existence of the object. Now these altogether are 25 types of probance. It is quite unique of the Jaina tradition that they give the characteristic of hetu only in one possible way, but the types of hetus are enumerated into number 25. The only character of hetu according to them is non-explicability without the probandum, but the types of hetu that are enumerated are 25, and there are many subtypes described by them which hardly give us any kind of connection as non-explicability without the probandum, particularly the cases where purvachara, uttarachara and sahachara hetus are described. In all the subtypes, we can never experience the non-explicability without the probandum. So it can be said that the logical rigor of the Jainas while defining the hetu is counterbalanced with the subtypes of hetus enumerated by them. This is on one side the positive aspect of the Jaina logic, but on the other side this can be regarded as the possible criticism on the Jaina classification of hetus. The enumeration of the hetus given by Vaisheshikas and the enumeration of the hetus given by the Jaina logicians can be compared, and it can be seen that Jainas have tried to incorporate the insights found in the Vaisheshika logic, and they have even gone beyond that to include more and more subtypes that can be matching to their multi-valued logic. So here we can compare the Vaisheshika, the Buddhist and the Jaina views on the types of hetus. If you want to know more about this classification, please read the write-up given on this module and also refer to the reading reference list that is given at the end of this chapter. If you want to test your knowledge on this topic, please refer to the questions that are mentioned at the end of this module. Thank you.